As-Salaamu Alaykum and welcome to SANZAF's Qurbani Q&A series. My guests today are SANZAF CEO Yasmina Franca and Head of Income for Western Cape, Ashraf Kenny. As-Salaamu Alaykum, shukran for joining me.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sister Yasmina, we're here once again and we talk about Qurbani. We're following up with a new series. So let's start at the beginning, the basics of Qurbani. What is Qurbani?
Shukran so much, Nazir. Yes, I think it's an important subject that we have at this point in time. So the literal meaning of the word Qurbani is sacrifice. And Qurbani or Udhiya is the sacrifice for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has its roots in the history of Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam and Nabi Ismail alayhi salam. So Muslims around the world every year performs this sacrifice for the sake of achieving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure and His reward. It is the sacrifice of a specified animal at a specified time, and it signifies that will to submit to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Shukran. And Ashraf, where does Qurbani come from? When do we perform Qurbani and why do we perform Qurbani?
Nazir, as Yasmina mentioned, the Prophet ﷺ taught us that the act of Qurbani is in fact a sunnah of Nabi Ibrahim ﷺ, and particularly we recall the story of Nabi Ibrahim and his son Nabi Ismail ﷺ, and that's basically where we derive the sunnah or the act of Qurbani from.
Shukran. Sister Yasmina, a question we get every year from our stakeholders, from our donors is Qurbani compulsory on everyone?
Yes, Nazir. So the response to that is that there are different opinions from the different school of thought. So according to Imam Abu Hanifa, Qurbani is wajib on every Muslim who are of sane mind, who has reached the age of puberty, and who has the required wealth, which is a surplus to their basic needs. So technically, if you are eligible to pay zakah, then Qurbani is obligated upon you. The other schools of thought sees Qurbani as Sunnah Mu'akkada, and Sunnah Mu'akkada is that Sunnah which the Prophet ﷺ was entrenched in the way he went about it, and it's something that he did all the time. So we know that the Prophet ﷺ performed Qurbani every year for the 10 years that he was in Medina.
Shukran for that answer. Ashraf, so based on that, we then decide if we're doing Qurbani. So if somebody wants to do Qurbani, when would they perform the Qurbani?
So Qurbani is performed on the day of Eid al-Adha and potentially the 2 or 3 days thereafter, depending on the madahib that the particular person follows. So on the 10th, which is Eid al-Adha, according to Imam Shafi, is the day that one can start with the Qurbani, and then continue on the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th up until the waqt of Asr. And there is a difference in Imam Abu Hanifa, in which he takes the approach and he takes the view that Qurbani can be performed on the 10th, and then on the 11th and 12th until the waqt of Maghrib. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ hastened to perform his Qurbani immediately after the Eid Salah, and in fact the first meal that he'd have for that particular day of Eid would be from the animal that he had sacrificed on that particular day.
Shukran so much for helping us cover some questions that we get asked every year on Qurbani, and we'll speak to you soon. Shukran so much for that, Ashraf. Shukran, Sister Yasmina, for joining me. Thank you for watching, and make sure to tune in next time as we continue answering your questions on Qurbani. For more information, visit www.sanzaf.org.za. You can also purchase your Qurbani safely and securely online at sanzaf.org.za. Believe in the mercies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and join SANZAF in building a better tomorrow. Until next time, As-Salaamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.